Hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. We are on Monday Monk 17? 17, 18, somewhere around there. We're coming up on 20, and I want to thank you for joining me once again on your Monday or whenever you find this to check in and see what's going on in the monk world. I really appreciate you being here. As I've said in the past, and lots of other YouTube people do, if you click the little like button, it helps the channel be seen by other people, or you can also subscribe and it'll just let you know, like on my computer, it shows me a little blue dot when somebody who I subscribe to has posted something new. So that's something you can do. It's free and it helps the channel. And if you want to, I thank you for that. Okay, we're going to dive in. So how is writing going? It is going well, thank you. We are through the copy edit phase. Whew, finally, that was like a lot. Part of it is that this was written, the last half was written very quickly, and I usually take one whole pass just to read through the whole book before I hand it off to my copy editor, but we were doing it in chunks, which you know if you've been tuning into Monday Monks. So there's a bit of continuity that I want to make sure the whole thing flows together, so I took the time to go through it one more time while I was also going through and processing the copy edits. But we are officially on to the proofread stage. We go to proofread this thing, and hopefully I will catch all of it's lightning, not lighting, and it's than, not then, and all those little things. So we'll run it through the proofread stage and then format and post it, and I will have a link for you. Something kind of funny that happened during the copy edits is my editor got a hold of me and she's like, you use the word amazing a lot. She goes, it's a Devon word, but and it's a Delaney word, like it fits in with the character Delaney. But she says you need to cut some of those amazing out, which is funny. And I contacted my beta reader and I'm like, did I write like amazing way too many times in this novel? And she's like, oh, I didn't even notice. So I actually went back through and had the word program count how many amazings I had in the book. 34. I mean, is that too many for like a 90,000 word book? I don't know, but maybe 35 is the limit, and I was right there next to that limit. So, amazing is a great word, and it's an easy word to replace with other amazing words. So I have gone through and weeded out that little repetition. I thought you might enjoy hearing that that's apparently one of the words I use too much, so I thought it was funny. Let's see. So, yep, we are on to proof stages of the book now. Hopefully I'll get that done this week. And then off we go. And I should have a link here real soon for you to pre-order it. I'm hoping to have at least a little time before the book comes out that you can pre-order it, because I keep talking about it, but I don't have a link to send you to. So hang in there with me, people. It's coming. I will show you the cover. Let's see if I can do it right now. That's the cover for Brute of All Evil. You may notice that Delaney is not wearing her usual black leather jacket with her badge. And you will notice that she has a weapon in her hand, which doesn't happen very often on the Delaney covers, on the Ordinary Magic covers. Yes, this is all part of the plot. So I hope you'll tune in and see what it's all about. In the next few videos, I'll probably be reading some excerpts of the stuff that I have coming up, because Dirty Deeds 2 is coming out on June 7th. That's like, if you're watching this on a Monday, this Monday, it is like a week away. It's coming so fast. And I want to be able to read, use an excerpt from it, from my work in it. And so you might enjoy picking it up. That does have a pre-order link, which I will put down below. That's Dirty Deeds 2. It's coming up. I have a spin-off Wayward story in it, or a spin-off Souls of the Road story in it. We've talked about it, but just touched on it again. Okay, that's enough of that. Now, knitting. How's knitting going? It's going good. The only thing that isn't going great with knitting is that I have had no one claim my toys from my newsletter this year. I have picked, I haven't put out a newsletter every month, so that could be part of the problem. But I have chosen a winner, random number. I don't do it. I don't pick a favorite person. I just have a random number generator. Pick a person. And I have tried to give away this frog. You've all seen him before. He's still not given away. I have tried to give away this, manatee. I have Also not had any luck giving him away or it away because the winners have not claimed the toys. So both of these are going to be up for grabs in the May newsletter, as is the new toy. Are you ready? What have I knit for? I told you I was having fun with it because it's kind of a simple knit. It's simple, but turned out so cute. Let's see if I can do this. Ready? Here is the new knit toy that I'm going to give away in the May newsletter. And May might come out June 1st, but right here this next week. So please, if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, thank you. That also is a way that really helps me grow as a writer and grow my audience, and I really appreciate it. So subscribe to my newsletter if you want to. It's free, and as you just heard me say, I don't put it out very often, so I'm not going to spam you. But it will usually have links to all my newest books that are out, and friends' books. Lots of people I know who are writers who put out really amazing books that you might like to read. I always link to those too. And we give away a knit toy. So let's see the knit toy for our latest newsletter. Do you see this guy? Can you tell what he is? Let's turn him sideways. Oh, let's get his little back end. This, my friends, is a panda bear, but he's a bun animal. I remember the name of this pattern because, come on, can you see that? You see how cute that is? So this guy is a little panda bear, and he has a nose. Oops, this nose here is a safety nose, so that'll be okay. It won't fall out. It's in there with a special clip in the back that will hold it really tight. But these little guys are buttons, so this might not be a terrific toy to give to a kid, a baby, but definitely squishable and a good panda dude. I've had it sitting next to my desk while I've been writing, and it's just staring at me adorably. So super fun. Might I even say amazing? I might. And wait a minute, let's see if we can get the whole crew together here. So, whoop, 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 frog jumped. Okay, so we have these three amazing. Ooh, come on, camera, work with me, or me work with the camera. Wait, this guy's gonna fall right off. These guys, these Toyos are all up for grabs in the newsletter that's coming out just in a few days, definitely this week. Please, if you're a subscriber, check the newsletter because you might win one of these. And if you would like to have one of, it's their original, I make them, but I will put a link to the pattern down below if you want to make one of these. Especially, I encourage you to give the bun animals a try. They're very simple and very modifiable, so really fun. I finished off that little panda while I was at the coast the other day, down at it's not the southern coast of Oregon, but it's much more south of where I am, so down kind of southish on the coast. I was knitting that little panda, watching the ocean waves go by. So yeah, maybe you would enjoy having that little panda as a friend. I'm just going to update you with a couple miscellaneous things. I might put a few more videos of our coastal trip just because it's a part of the coast I don't go to all the time, and I thought you might like to see what I saw there. And so I might put together another little clip, not at the end of this video, but sometime. And I wanted to talk about my yard. It's been raining. It has been raining. This is the rainiest spring we've had in the longest time. And our wisteria is bloomed, which is gorgeous. I'll try to get some pictures of it. I love wisteria when it's blooming. It smells amazing. It's beautiful. And then I fight that stupid bush. It's a vine. It's a climbing vine. Climbs up under your brickwork, climbs up under your shingles on your roof. It will devour your house. So anyways, it's beautiful and a little evil, but it also smells really good, and we love it for like 2 weeks, and then we're like, tolerate it. So, but it has no thorns, so I like it for that, because like some of the bushes that I fight back and try to keep contained like have thorns, like roses and Anyway, so the wisteria is beautiful right now. It is not evil. It is beautiful. I'll try to get you some pictures of that. But one of the things that my husband and I we take care of our yard ourselves, which I'm sure the neighbors can tell. And it's a lot of yard. And so, and it's a lot of flowers and it's a lot of trees. And we have a garden, although we still haven't put our garden in this year. I think it's not happening this year, which is unusual for us. But this year, our lawnmower that we'd had for 25 years or something, finally gave up. Our yard is also on a hill, so that engine really has to work. And it finally gave up. So we needed to get a new lawnmower. So we did. And one of the things that we have never been fantastic at is using what's it called? We call it a weed whacker. What is it? It's like a string trimmer or whatever it's actually called, where you go around, like we have some fruit trees, where you go around the fruit tree bases and make sure that the grass isn't growing up too high because our lawnmower can't get in there, and like along the edges of beds or the edges of our walkways or whatever. We're not great about dragging that uh, trimmer out and trimming the yard. And I've read some things about, what are they called, two-stroke engines or whatever. They're like what are those, weed blowers or whatever they're called, and then like or yard blowers, whatever they're called, and then like weed whackers, the string trimmers. That the two-stroke engine isn't great, or whatever kind of engine that is. I might have that wrong, but that it's not great for gas emissions. Like it's a polluter, and we're trying to do small things that we can do to help be less of a pollution influence on the world. Like one of the things we're working on is not using single-use plastics, which basically means we're trying not to use zippy bags. That's where we started, Ziploc bags. We're trying to use containers that we have instead to store our food in the fridge, or we are using those wax wraps for sandwiches and stuff, which is basically a cloth that has wax infused into it, so it holds kind of like I probably shouldn't be using these brand names, but like a saran wrap, like a plastic wrap. So we're trying to use what plastic we have more than once and try not to use new plastics. That's the goal. And it's been an interesting journey. We are doing really good with not using the zip bags. There's only an occasional few times when we feel like there's no other of. This is probably too much information, but I'm going to get back to the yard. So we're trying to do our small bit to change our habits into better reuse, recycle habits. And so when I thought about this year having to trim around like our blueberry bushes and trim around our fruit trees and trim around our grapes and trim around our rosemary and trim around our sage and these kinds of things, I thought, I'm not going to pull out that weed whacker, that string trimmer. My husband doesn't love pulling it out and using it either. He's great about getting the mowing done. That's kind of his, he handles that. We kind of split up certain chores, and that's one of his. And he's great about it, but that weed whacker just isn't something either of us go to. So I went out and bought myself a big old pair of lawn shears, which I don't know, I haven't ever had these. I have taken regular scissors and tried to go trim grass with them, which doesn't work very well, people. That's not so good. But I got these Honkin' Fisker lawn shears. The blade is, let me see, the blade is like that long. And they're nice, easy grip. And it was in the afternoon that I went and bought them. And they weren't that expensive either. They were a good price, about $20. I thought, I'm going to give them a shot. I'm going to go out and trim. I'll just trim around our bird feeder and our new tree that we planted out there, and which is a coral maple, I think is what we planted out there. And then I thought I'll trim around the grapes and the rosemary and sage, which are under our grapes. And so I got these scissors and I'm out there, and it's raining a little bit because it's not stopping raining. And if you want your yard to, not just turn into weeds and devour your house right now, you're going to be working out in the yard a little bit in the rain. So it wasn't a downpour. It's just a sprinkle. I can handle that. So I was out there weeding or cutting the grass, and I didn't put on my gloves or anything. So pretty soon I'm like, oh, that finger feels like it's a little bit of a blister. And then I'm like, uh-oh, that blister feels like it's getting really bad. And then I'm like, uh-oh, I think I just tore the skin off of that finger. And then what do? Do I go inside and like put a Band-Aid on my finger, or like get a pair of gloves like a logical person? No. You know what I do? I say, if I just move my finger over here and curl it up like this, I can run the scissors like this and finish off this bed and it'll be fine. But I think I was just so thrilled that I could get the grass cut back away from those beds. It's just like snip like butter. The grass was like flying. I didn't want to stop. I wanted to make it look beautiful, and having the right tool to make it look so good was wonderful. And I know that's a little thing, but sometimes I just make do with what I have. I don't go buy fancy knitting needles when I knit. I don't go often buy fancy yarn for when I knit, mostly because I knit toys and I want them to be washable. So there are some really delicate yarns that are not a great idea for toys if you want to have them washable. Um, and sometimes in our yard, I don't go get the tool that would make it easy. There have been times when I've been like trimming back roses with the dullest pair of trimmers that also stick every time you close them. So you go snip and they stick together, and then you have to take two hands and go pop them the scissors apart and then go snip. And I have like 8 or 9 rose bushes. So it's like hours of me unsticking this thing. All I need to do is 1, clean the blade, 2, sharpen the blade, or 3, go buy a new pair. And I just tend to make do with what I have, which it's not a bad thing because, like I said, we're trying to have less impact on the world in what we buy and what we use. And I want to use stuff until it just can't be used anymore, and then recycle it in any way I can. But there's something to be said about getting a brand new pair of giant bladed scissors and going out there and just plowing that grass down. I feel so happy, and I just wanted to share my scissor joy with you. So there you go. You have my yard and scissor joy. When I get a chance, I will take some pictures of our yard. I might include pictures of those scissors. But please do tune in next week. If you remember, I will be reading an excerpt out of Oak and Ink, the story that I had, the short book that I have in the Dirty Deeds 2 collection. And I'd love for you to get a chance to hear it before it comes out, to see if it's something you might be interested in reading. And those books will be available, that collection will be available in ebook and in print. I don't think we have it available in audio, but that's what it's coming out in as far as I know. But that's it. I want to thank you for joining me. If you are in the United States and celebrating Memorial Day, which is this weekend, I hope you've had a great Memorial Day, including today. I hope you've got a little time away from work and a little time to spend with those you love, or a little time just to kick back and relax. And until next time, thank you for tuning in. And I hope you have a wonderful time. Maybe even out in your yard with it not raining, and definitely with all the correct tools. And I'll see you next time. Bye now.